What is up, YouTube? Today we're back with another video, and as I promised you guys, we'll be doing an official mock draft. So as we all know, the draft lottery took place on Tuesday, and now we know where each team stands, where each team will be picking. And I did do a little bit more research on each player, so my list did change quite a bit, so stay tuned for the entire video. And if you guys can, drop a like, punch the subscribe button, and turn on post notifications to stay up to date on these banger videos and help this channel grow. So now, without further ado, let's get started. With the first pick, I don't think there's any debate here. Detroit takes Cade Cunningham. Detroit really got blessed getting the first pick because this is going to kickstart their rebuild. Getting a guy like Cade Cunningham, he's a generational talent, so that's all I need to talk about him. And I don't think they're trading the pick. I don't think any team I don't think Cade will drop. I think Cade to Detroit is a lock. Now with the second pick, I see a lot of mock drafts taking Evan Mobley for Houston, but I'm actually going to take Jalen Suggs. So why I did this is because I think Christian Wood is solidified their 5 position moving forward, but they don't really have a point guard or shooting guard that's like legit that they're going to go out with. And yeah, they have John Wall, but I think he is definitely getting traded like this year or next year. And as soon as he gets traded, they're not going to really have a point guard. So I think they'll take Jalen Suggs and solidify that 1-2 punch with Jalen Suggs and Christian Wood rather than build a twin tower, which we've seen countless times be unsuccessful with other teams. Now with 3, I'm going to take Evan Mobley. Now you may be asking, wait, don't they already have Jarrett Allen? So wouldn't they also be building a twin tower? Well, first of all, if Evan Mobley falls all the way to 3, whichever team gets him should be lucky. I mean, there were rumors that Cleveland would trade the pick, but even if they don't trade the pick, picking Evan Mobley, they have the flexibility that if Jarrett Allen does go out and get a $20 million contract, they could just simply let him walk rather than needing to bring him back. Like that $20 million for Jarrett Allen, I would say is quite an overpay. And if you have Evan Mobley, you don't need to really commit to him financially like that. You could let him walk and you could build forward with Evan Mobley. Now with the 4th pick, I think Toronto takes Jalen Green. Like, Jalen Suggs going 2nd allows so many other teams to get steals. Jalen Green at 4, I think, is an absolute steal. This guy has potential to be the best player in this draft. And getting him at 4, I think even fit-wise, Jalen Green would be the best for the Raptors outside of Evan Mobley. Just because if you do end up with Jalen Suggs at 4, that's gonna mean you have Jalen Suggs, you have Fred VanVleet, you have Malachi Flynn, you have Jalen Harris, and you have Gary. Did I say Gary Trent? Yeah, I believe I did. But if Kyle Lowry resigns, you're also going to have Kyle. So that's going to be like a really lackluster of a backcourt. And it's going to be like the same problem as last year where they had way too many guards where a lot of the quality guards couldn't get minutes. And that's why I think if you get Jalen Green, you could plug him at the 3 and you could fill that hole at that forward position. Now with the 5th pick, I have the Orlando Magic taking Jonathan Kuminga, and I think that's a consensus number 5. So Jonathan Kuminga, I don't really think any other player will beat Jonathan Kuminga to that 5 spot because after the top 4, there's a little bit of a gap. And then you have Kuminga, and after Kuminga, I think there's once again a drop-off in talent. But now, with the 6th pick, the OKC Thunder, I have them taking Jalen Johnson. Now, I feel really bad for OKC because they really could have ended the night getting the 1st pick and the 5th pick. But unfortunately, they ended up getting the 6th pick where there is a major drop-off. But I mean, Thunder fans, don't feel too bad. You guys still have 16 other picks coming up. Now, with the 7th pick, I actually have the Warriors taking Davion Mitchell, but I'm pretty sure the Warriors are going to package the 7th and 14th pick for like a superstar or like another star like Bradley Beal or something like that. But if they were to pick, I would pick Davion Mitchell because he just adds to that depth off the bench. He's a good defender, which the Warriors desperately need. And yeah, I just feel like he's more NBA ready than most of these other players just because he played 4 years in college. So that'll fit the Warriors' mission to win now. Now with the 8th pick, I have the Orlando Magic selecting Keon Johnson. This guy has out-of-the-roof athleticism. I believe in the draft combine, he just recorded a 48-inch vertical. That's crazy. And this guy is a two-way player. His offense is still not ready, but I think he could develop into a great offensive player. And I think in Orlando, where he will get a lot of opportunities, he will develop into a really good, at best, a really good role player. I mean, at worst, a really good role player. So yeah, I like this pick for Orlando a lot. Now with the 9th pick, it's a little bit controversial, but I think I would take Franz Wagner for Sacramento over Scottie Barnes. I think Scottie Barnes is still a little bit too raw. He doesn't really have an offensive game, whereas Franz Wagner could do a little bit of everything. He could shoot, he's not the defender that Scottie Barnes is, but at the same time, I think you could go out and get some defenders in free agency, whereas like a guy like Franz Wagner who could do a little bit of everything, you can't really get in free agency for the price that you would be paying Franz Wagner. Now with the 10th pick, I have the Pelicans picking Corey Kispert. I've said this in my last draft video. I love this fit. He pretty much fills the hole for New Orleans where they lack shooting and they lack defense. Corey Kispert fills that hole. He could play the small ball 5 beside Zion, and I just love this fit. Now with the 11th pick, I have the Charlotte Hornets taking Scottie Barnes. If Charlotte could get Scottie Barnes with the 11th pick, that's actually a major steal. Like I said, pardon me, what was that team? Give me a second. Yeah, Sacramento. Sacramento might actually take Scottie Barnes and Franz Wagner might fall. But if Scottie Barnes does fall to the 11th pick, that's a steal for the Hornets. Now with the 12th pick, a lot of people have Josh Giddey going to the Spurs. But I mean, I don't know, man. The Spurs backcourt is really full right now with DeJounte Murray, with Lonnie Walker. I don't know what happens with DeMar, but I think DeMar will leave. And that's why I have the Spurs taking Moses Moody. Now, Moses Moody on this mock draft, they have him as 18th on the board. But I think as the draft combine or as the draft approaches, Moses Moody would climb the board and like go in this range. So I think Spurs getting Moses Moody, who could potentially be a really good two-way player, is very crucial for them. And they could even like start him in the place of DeMar DeRozan. Now, with the 13th pick, I'm picking Josh Giddey for the Pacers again. I love this fit once again. I think Pacers did sign Rick Carlisle, so I'm pretty sure they're going to try to compete, which means they're going to keep Malcolm Brogdon. But regardless, Josh Giddey coming off the bench, being mentored by Malcolm Brogdon would be perfect for him. And Josh Giddey is a perfect fit there in Indiana. Now, with the 14th pick, the last pick in the lottery, I have the Warriors taking Isaiah Jackson. Once again, he's a really good defender. He can't shoot. I mean, he barely attempted threes, but he's a good rim runner. He's a good defender, and I think the Warriors could plug him into that small ball 5 lineup if they do want to do that. He could replace Draymond off the bench, and I think this is pretty much the way the draft's going to go. Maybe Evan Mobley does go to the Rockets with 2, and that means Suggs would probably drop to 4 to the Raptors, Another change I could see happening to this board is maybe instead of Jalen Johnson, OKC goes with Scotty Barnes. So Scotty Barnes will be going 5 steps closer. I could also see a team like Sacramento trading up to acquire a guy like Jonathan Kuminga. That's definitely a possibility. But for the most part, I think a lot of the teams would choose the guy that I chose just because it makes sense in terms of fit and potential and stuff like that. But I mean, we'll see on July 29th, right? July 29th, I believe. But for now, peace out, guys.